Plaintiff Darnie Stanberry got custody of her sister, the defendant, while their mother was in a coma. But now that the defendant has children of her own, she tries to be their friend instead of their mother. Darnie's is suing her sister for a cell phone bill. Defendant Robin Crum admits that Darnie's helps out with her children, but she insists they are good, respectable kids. Robin admits that Darnie's got her a cell phone, but says she fell on hard times due to the pandemic.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, start with you.
I just want to say I'm glad to be here today. And Judge Mathis, I love your show. And just love you so much. And I'm so excited.
Where do you live?
I live in Maple Heights, Ohio.
Maple Heights, Ohio? That's near Cleveland?
Yes, it is.
All right. So you're one of the 3 people that watch me there. At some parts of Ohio, I got 3 viewers. So I'm going to check
I'm one of them.
You're one of them for sure. All right.
Every day. I watch you every day.
So tell me about you and your sister's relationship over the years. You all grow up in the same household? What was it like?
Well, I had raised her. I had got custody of her because my mom.
Take your time. What do you want to tell me about your mom, young lady?
No, I can't.
It's too emotional for you?
She was in a coma for 10 years.
Got it. Okay. Sorry to hear that. God bless y'all.
Thank you.
So I had took custody of Robin for like 3 years.
How old was she when you took custody?
She was like 7 or 8.
Okay.
And I ended up after like the 3rd year, I gave her to my older sister because I had 2 kids of my own. And once my sister got her, I lived 5 houses down from my sister in Maple. So my sister got her and she raised her, until she got grown. And then Robin ended up moving next door to my sister and my sister's house. And she'll come down my house, just pop up at my house. And anybody know me, don't just pop up at my house because I won't let you in. I just politely sit on my couch and watch you ring my bell.
I might do that if I don't know about my children. She was like a child, one of your children to you, but go ahead.
I know, but she was just right down the street and I could be upstairs. And if she just pop up over my house, I'm not going to come downstairs and open the door for her.
Okay, all right.
So after I raised her a little bit and she had 2 kids of her own, I try to talk to her about how to raise her kids like I raised her. She'll get an attitude and get mad and say, don't tell me how to raise my kids. And instead of her trying to be a mother to her kids, she tried to be their friend.
What age was she when you began advising her on how to raise her children?
When she first had her daughter.
Is that
like
mid-20s, late 20s, or early 30s?
No, it was like the mid-20s.
All right.
Yeah, like the early 20s.
She perhaps should have taken some of your advice or at least listened. But late 20s, early 30s, anybody listening to you? No, I'm not specifying you. I'm just saying young folks, they ain't listening to nobody about how to live their life once they hit about 28, 29. So that's why I was asking that question. She never took any of your advice, even in the beginning?
She started off, right. But it's like as her daughter got older, that's when she started trying to be her friend instead of being her mother. Yeah. And I didn't think that, I don't think that's cute. It's okay to play with your kids, but let them know that who's the mother and who's the child.
Those are your values, though. She may have different values. A lot of people treat it as a friend situation. I don't know if I agree with that or not either. But you know, people have different ways of raising children, and I'm not sure we're certain which one is the best. So my question would be then, how are her children coming out? Are they functioning well? Oh, stop that. How are your children doing, ma'am? How old are your children and how are they doing?
I have a 16-year-old and a 10-year-old, and they're doing fine.
Okay, 16-year-old, is he all right in school? Or she or he all right in school?
2 girls, yes, they are.
Okay.
They're both very respectful.
All right, and they get decent grades, or they do their best, and
My oldest get decent grades. My youngest is doing her best.
okay, they're not in trouble all the time. You don't have to worry about all the other things that, well, the worst parts of the teenage years of some young ladies. Okay. All right. No. So what's wrong with? No, I'm not going to even ask you to criticize this young lady's children because you don't like the way she run her household. You paying her rent? You buying her children clothes?
Yes.
No,
sometimes
you're not buying them all. You give a gift every now and then. Stay out this woman's business. As long as
I help raise her.
I know you help raise her.
No,
that's
her kids too.
She help raise your children?
She help with my kids. She do.
Helps. Whose roof are they under?
Mine.
Both.
Leave this woman's children alone. So she wouldn't take your advice, and you were kind of had your ideas of how she should raise her children. She didn't quite take the advice. That caused a split between the two of you, or tensions?
No.
Oh, good.
We still cool.
All right, so other than this, you all haven't had any big issues that divided you with her, or between the two of you, or the family?
No, we don't.
Good. Let me hear from you. Give me some background on you and your big sister's relationship. She may have a different observation. Go ahead.
My big sister is fine. She does help me with my kids whenever I need it, and try to tell me how to guide me through parenthood. She had my youngest daughter thinking that you were her uncle.
Did I what?
Yes. She really thinks you're her uncle. My daughter was about 4, and she came into the house like, Auntie, always watching Judge Mathis. I'm like, yeah, she is. My sister was like, because that's our uncle. So when my daughter turned about 9, she was like, if he our uncle, why he don't ever come visit us? And I was like, that's because he's not our real uncle. In your auntie's head, he's our uncle, but he's not our real uncle. Still my uncle.
All right, ma'am. And I'm so glad to hear that you don't have any animosity or resentment toward her. So often, and ma'am, you should know this, so often adults who help children that are not their own, whether it's niece, nephew, in this case, little sister, little brother, they have a feeling of resentment after you've sacrificed your resources and your time to help. Somehow they come up with this feeling of resentment, like you were supposed to do it and you didn't do it good enough. Well, I didn't have to, wasn't supposed to. Somehow I just don't like her for her lifestyle. Well, her lifestyle was good enough to give you a decent lifestyle or whatever. So I'm glad to hear that. And there's a syndrome that I want viewers to know that, can't remember the name, but it's almost like if you say a child doesn't have a parent, and in this case, and someone else raises that child, during the earlier years or at some point, that child resents the person who stepped in to replace their mother. Mother's missing, mother's on drugs, mother's out in their life, whatever. And then they get mad with the person who are rescuing them, to resent them. Because somehow they think that you've taken me from my mother instead of you rescued me from a bad situation. So hats off to both of you for not having to engage, for sacrificing and for appreciating the sacrifice. That's what I'm hearing here. But when you didn't pay that cell phone bill, you didn't appreciate it. So tell me about this cell phone bill that she didn't show appreciation for. So, but you have to sue her. Tell me what's happening.
Okay, in November of 2019, I was getting internet through AT&T, and there was a lady there supervising a man that was putting my internet in. And she asked, it was a Black Friday sale, buy one, get one free. And Robin, at the time, Robin needed a cell phone.
That's a white Friday. We can't afford to give nothing free. Oh, to get it free. Yeah, you're right. That's a Black Friday. We gonna get 2 for 1.
Right. So she asked her,
I'm getting in so much trouble with my people sometimes. Y'all know I'm kidding, but then some of y'all know I'm talking about y'all. All right. 2 for 1 on Black Friday. All right, go ahead.
She asked Robin, the sales lady had asked Robin if she wanted to get one of the phones, and Robin couldn't get it in her name because her credit wasn't good. So she ran my name, and I was able to get it. And I asked her if she would pay the bill, once I got the phone for her, and she agreed that she would pay the bill. But once I started getting on page 2, Robin wrote me a promissory note saying that she would pay the bill.
All right, that's smart of you. Good.
Yeah,
and what has happened since then? Obviously, something happened wrong.
I started getting texts from AT&T saying the bill was past due. And I would let Robin know that I got the text saying the bill was past due. And then it said either pay the past due balance or pay it in full, which she did neither one. So then they end up turning the phones off on page 3 is the final bill that AT&T sent me.
Okay, let me ask you, did she pay any of the bills?
Yeah, she was keeping up the payment.
Okay.
She was paying it. Yeah, she was paying it.
All right, just want to make sure she was sincere about getting it in your name in the first place. Some people get something in your name and just won't pay for it at all. And so let me ask her, what happened here, young lady? Sounds like you all are, you love her and sincere. What happened here?
She got the phones for me in November of 2019. Mm-hmm. And I was working, but I'm a home health aide. So when COVID hit, a lot of the elderly didn't want me coming to their house, so I lost hours. So I wasn't able to pay the cell phone bill anymore. I told her I'll pay her back when I start back up working or when taxes, whichever one came first. But we're here.
I don't want to count your money, but you have 2 children, and you get that $1,200, 2 children. You get another $2,400. I'm adding up to COVID. And then you got $600 a week unemployment. Probably all that, in my opinion. I know a friend of my man George Murphy. He has a home health care service. I know all about it. He's doing so well. I'm trying to buy it from him. But my point is, I know exactly how this business goes. Home health care, you are absolutely right. That is probably the most risky job you can have in this day and age, both for the senior that you're attending to and yourself, who are providing direct, enclosed in home services. Tell me what happened with the stimulus, because I know a lot of getting more money than probably. I know how much home health care, they don't make a lot. And so in some instances, $600 a week plus the $1,200 and the
What's $600 a week? I don't get $600 a week because I was still working now. I just got my hours got cut back.
Got it.
But she could get a monthly income.
And I have 2 kids. I have bills. And I also have a car note, sis. You know this.
Do you think she was failing to do it intentionally or because she didn't have the money? or that she lost some of her income?
Robin messed up a lot of money.
Did she
could've paid that
lose
bill.
some of her income?
No, she her hours just got cut short. She was
That's
paying that
losing
bill.
income if your hours get cut.
She ain't lose them many hours because she wasn't working them many.
She lost some of whatever she was getting.
She still had the money to pay that doggone phone bill. She get a nice amount of income coming in, and when she got them stimulus, she didn't think about paying that bill.
So you probably got that $1,200 one time.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
And then your kids get
Twice.
$1,200 each one time.
We got 600. We didn't get 12.
Okay. All right. But nonetheless, so I say I'm not going to count your money, but you did lose some income. And I believe she is sincere towards you and wouldn't put you in a position like this if it was under her control. I know you're going to say, well, she's spent, like you just said, she's spent, those are habits. She wasn't going to break that habit in 90 days. So if she was ghetto fabulous 90 days before, she was still ghetto fabulous when it came time to pay that bill. And you know what I mean? Ghetto fabulous means you buy what you want and beg for what you need. Meaning you don't pay your bills. Instead, you buy the things that you want instead of paying for what you need. All right. And so you don't disagree that you owe the money?
No, I don't disagree.
All right. You probably wanted more time to pay. Judgment for the plaintiff. Good luck to you both.
Thank you.
See you. No, she know I love her. That's my little sister. I love her.
Well, then, could you please not take my money?
It's on my credit. It's on my credit.